So today, guys, I have on my show, oh my goodness, Philip Galinsky, author, voiceover, and guys, guess what? He's going to tell us a little bit more about Dora the Explorer, how he was on Law and Order, his voiceover, and finally, guys, yes, he has something to do with Grand Theft Auto. What? We love it. Yes. So, guys, stay tuned. Get some chips, popcorn, whatever it is. Sit back and watch this amazing interview. My special guest, Philip. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm well. What an honor to have you on my show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you already. I am one of your biggest fans after reading your bio, my goodness. So tell your audience a little bit about yourself.
Oh, okay. My name's Philip Galinsky. I'm an actor, writer, producer, voiceover artist, and a founder of a teaching site called yourvostudio.com. And I've been the lead kidnapper in Grand Theft Auto 5. I was a bear that stole birthday cakes on Dora the Explorer, and then Dora teaches me how to bake cakes so I don't steal. I did it. I've done an episode of Law and Order, some movies and my own projects, but right now I'm concentrating on the voiceover studio, and we also just expanded to doing a kids class, so kids can get into it.
Awesome.
And so the class is 5 episodes, but there's a sixth one in there that's a freebie to show you how to make a home studio, and they're all pre-recorded because we felt like kids are kind of zoomed out, and they can just learn at their own pace, and then they get sample scripts, and so the parents really like it because if they're going to be home anyway, they should be learning something, and they can audition from home now because that's what we talk about. And of course, like, my agent just emails me scripts, and then I just record them at home. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't.
Right.
And there's a lot of kids that have taken the course, and then the way it works is that they're in the mentorship program, and what happens is if they start booking work, we help them with saving the money and using it for college. And if they want to later on keep doing it, they can, but they don't have to. So like every time the Law and Order episode runs, or every time the Dora the Explorer episode runs, I get a check. So what I tell the kids is, you want to make money while you're sleeping. You know what I mean? So, and they're always looking for kids' voices because there's a new show every 12 seconds on Netflix. So we try to position them in a way to have a home studio, a decent, demo reel. And one of the craziest things is that a lot of the agents that I talk to are like, do your kids have a big TikTok following or Instagram following? So that helps them book work too, because they're already creating an audience for themselves. So it's a good time to be a kid in voiceovers.
Absolutely. So now, before we get into the voiceovers, I need to know, and I'm pretty sure my audience needs to know about this Grand Theft Auto. What did you do as far as the Grand Theft Auto?
So this is it's a good story. I had been working with this agent for a while, and then you develop a relationship with people, and they understand and appreciate your skills. And then he moved on to run the voice department at Rockstar Games. That's the company that produced the game. So I got a call out of the blue. He's like, I want you to come in. I got a project. I can't tell you about it, but I want you to be in it. And you can't tell anybody about it. And I was like, well, am I auditioning for it? He says, no. You don't have to audition. You're perfect for it. I know exactly what I want you to do. So I came in, and it's a beautiful studio in Manhattan, and put on the headphones. And there's a little outline because he knows I can improvise. So he was like, I just really want you to improvise with this other actor that you're working with. And so I'm like, okay. So we start, and all of a sudden I turn to him and I go, that's Jonah Hill. Like, I'm working with Jonah. He's like, shh, don't tell anybody anything.
Right.
So I spent like a good 2.5 hours just goofing off with him on different scenarios of the script, because if anybody who plays the game knows, like, there's all these different stories going left and right. So you have to just be prepared for anything. If people want to know my voice, I do this line. I go, me. So I'm laughing at Jonah Hill. So if they hear that, then they know it's me. So sometimes I do speaking engagements for kids, and I'll do that before I even start, and they're like, "That's the guy." Yeah, that's the guy. And then I'll do it if these kids are misbehaving in the supermarket, I'll do the bear voice. I'll be like, "Don't yell at your mother," and they'll be like,
I love it. So now you have your own company, a voiceover company for children.
Yeah.
Can you explain that?
Yeah. So if you go to yourvostudio.com, there's a tab just for kids and tweens. And I decided to make the course because I just felt like there's a market for the kids, but there's no training. Mm-hmm. And so I use a lot of my acting training for voiceover work, because what tends to happen is when you're a voiceover artist, or when you first start and you get into that booth, you end up being small. Mm-hmm. And it's only natural because you're in this tiny little booth, but you've got to move, you've got to be animated, you've got to use your hands. So there's all these lessons about using your hands, slowing your eyes down. So that's one of the biggest things that kids have a problem with, is because they get a book and they want to read it and they want to get to the next word, get to the next word, get to the next word. Here, slower is better. Here, conversation is better, natural. And it's hard because you're reading stuff that's punctuated, and it might not sound like someone's talking because it's written like in English with punctuation and stuff, where sometimes we don't talk like that. We have contradictions, and you can change a line. And the other part that they really like about the whole process is you're never required to memorize the commercial. In fact, they don't want you to memorize the commercial.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So every kid is like, I don't have to memorize this. I'm like, no, not at all. Because if you memorize it, it's going to be harder for me to direct you, because you're only thinking of it in one way.
Right.
So the biggest lesson that is taught throughout the whole process, because they get a sample packet of scripts, and then once they finish the course, they get like 50 or 60 more that are just random types of scripts that they just have to deal with. Like, what is a storyboard? Why is this one like this? Why is it written in all caps? So that they can come back to me and say, look, I was just practicing and I'm confused about this. And so we can go all in it. But the first thing that I teach them, because it's the first thing I learned as an actor and a voiceover artist, because when you're auditioning for anything, you're all going to have the same script, right? Crest toothpaste. It's a bunch of little kids. They're all going to say the same thing, right? So what I do is I use it from my mentor. It's called Finding Your Inner Chicken. And if you're a vegetarian, it's your inner tofu, but you can still find it. And what it is I was in a class where the teacher asked us all to be chickens. And so everybody was flapping their arms, and then there was one kid squatting in the corner. And he went up to the kid and he said, I asked you to be a chicken. And he goes, shh, I'm sitting on my eggs. So he said, who do you think's getting a part of the chicken? And we all pointed to the kid. So what I try to tell them is they got to look at the script and say, how would they do it? How would they do it, not how they think the casting person wants it done. Because they don't know what it is. They don't know what they want. That's why they're having an audition. If they weren't having an audition, they'd hire their friend. So, like, you have to come in and have your own unique style. And then the other analogy I'll give them is I'll say, Adam Sandler's the same guy in every movie. We just like him as the goofy dad or the crazy brother-in-law. But he's the same guy.
Right.
Will Smith's the same guy.
That's right.
So it's more about, it's literally finding your voice. And it sounds simple, but it's pretty hard because some kids hate the sound of their voice, right? They're just like, it sounds funny. It's like, don't worry about that.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And just relax and just have fun. And that's
so you're located in New York. So
Right.
somebody who lives in the Maryland area, such as myself, I have grandchildren, so I'm just curious, how could they contact you, and do they actually need to drive to New York or fly out to New York for the classes? How does that work?
No. There's two ways to do it. There's the class package. So if you go to the site and then click on kids and tweens, there's the 6-episode package, and they can email me or call me. My phone number's on the site. If they use the word Kudos, they get 50% off. So the package is $69 instead of the regular price.
Awesome.
So I can give you, like people are always crazy. They're like, why do you give out your phone number? And I'm like, because no one uses their phone as a phone anyway. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about someone calling me. They can text me. They can do whatever they want. So if they go to the site and it's hard for them to navigate or register, all they have to do is call me at 917-916-3131. And then
and repeat that again. You said if they use the word kudos, they get
50% off the course. So the course is 6 episodes at 50% off. You'd only pay $69.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I'm actually writing it down.
Once the PayPal or the Venmo, however that, whatever transaction, then you get a private link to all the videos, to the scripts, and then you can start practicing. And then once you complete the course, you get a 30-minute Zoom session with me just to go over everything, and then see what you want to do for next steps. And then that's kind of the next steps kind of portion is when I do more like privates over Zoom. Mm-hmm. But I need you to take the course just so you can get familiar with my style. Because in the first episode, it starts out with me like this, like on a Zoom. And then I do a little magic trick and I become an animated character.
Oh, awesome.
So for the rest of the course, it's me animated.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little teaching process that I thought the kids they'd listen to me more if I was an animated character.
Yeah.
So my friend who's an animation artist drew it. And if they go to the site, they'll see it. If they go to the site, they'll also get like a sample of episode 1 so they can watch it and kind of see what I'm talking about, what I'm about. And there's no like pressure to buy it. It's just like, if you like it, you're going to buy it. If you're not, you're not. So a lot of people go to the site and they're like, you don't have like all these big buttons like register now. And I'm like, yeah, because you just scroll. I mean, you went to the site. It was, you had to go like all the way down to the bottom to find out how to buy the thing. I was like, I'd rather have it kick the tires than,
Right. So now is your company just for children and tweens or adults as well?
It's for adults and kids, and it's also, there's a special group that I work with, veterans. So I do a bunch of discounts and work with them because a lot of them are at home, mm-hmm. And they want to do something productive, and they're the ones that are probably the easiest to talk to about setting up a home studio. Like they get that stuff really quickly. And then they also learn it within the course, like for them, like some of them want to do a podcast because they have a community of people. Mm-hmm. And we just talk about, I'm always about like doing a podcast, but I'm always like less is more.
Right.
Like less is more.
That's
right. They're like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, well, you can have the full episode, but you promote 2 minutes of it. You know what I mean? And if they want to go get the rest, they will. But I mean, I tell everybody, like, even when you send out your demo reel, everybody looks on the right corner to see how long it is before they listen to it, right? Because no one has any time.
Awesome. Now, how can we get in touch with you?
Phone number is good. The website is yourvostudio.com. Mm-hmm. And phone number is 917-916-3131. Email is psgalinsky, SKY, @gmail.com. But if the easiest way is just to go to the website, your, studio.com, and it'll have the adult information, the kids information, all the discounts. There's a chat lady there if you have questions. If you want to just type in the thing, here's my email, and and type in Kudos. I'll know how to have my team send you the discounted link and everything like that.
That is, you are so amazing. I love, love, love what you're doing for my babies. I call all my children across the nation my babies. So thank you. God bless you double for your trouble. I never like to end my show without asking you to encourage our children. So if there's somebody watching this show that says, Mom, I want to be just like Mr. Philip Galinsky, what advice would you give them?
I would say two things. I say, if you're going to try to do something in the entertainment business, there is a lot of things that happen that build character, right? You're not going to book every job. You're not going to, but I'm not saying it's going to be negative. You got to just turn a negative into a positive. Mm-hmm. So it's not like you work at the bank, right? You got to perform. It's basically a job interview every time. Right. Then you book the job, then the job's over, then you got to get to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. And if you think you're going to make a lot of money in it, then you're not really doing it for the right reasons. You just want to audition well. Like every audition is a practice. It's only going to get you better for the next one and the next one and the next one. Mm-hmm. So perseverance, positivity, and you don't have to do it your whole life. So, people are like, what are you talking about? I said, look, the Olsen twins, those little blonde girls that were on Full House? They made a ton of money. Mm-hmm. They went to college. I think they're in Paris now. They're just living their life. Mm-hmm. So it's not the end-all, be-all. You can leverage it for other stuff.
That's right.
But if you really like it, the problem is some people are like, oh, it seems so easy. And you could ask any of the kids that are on Disney. It's not easy. Mm-hmm. You got a new script every week. You got to memorize stuff every week. Mm-hmm. So when I do consultations with kids that want to do, on-camera acting, they always give me a hard time about memorizing, and I yell at them. And one of my students calls it positive aggression, but I yell at them because I say, I've got 2 words for you, because you tell me you can't memorize, but I have 2 words for you. And they're like, what? And I said, Baby Shark. You know the words to that dumb song. You better know your monologue. You better know your commercial. And then the light bulb goes off and they go, okay.
Right. Mr. Philip is giving you guys a discount, 50%. So come on, take advantage of it. Get your children involved.
It'd be a good holiday gift. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about chain supply issues.
That's right. And we have a serious issue with that. Well, again, I thank you so much. One thing I like to say to all my beautiful babies across the nation is to believe in yourself. Life is hard already, but as long as you believe in yourself, the sky is the limit. You can do whatever it is you want to in life. I believe in you. Stay tuned, guys. I have some amazing guests coming on next week, so stay tuned to Erica Pulling at Kudos for Kids, sponsored by Hindsight Media Radio 103.5 FM. You guys have been amazing. Mr. Philip, thank you so much. What an honor to meet you. Please keep in touch. I will post your information to my page. Until next time, guys, I'm signing out. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you soon. Bye, Mr. Philip. Thank you so much. Bye. See you soon. All right. Yep.